Well, welcome to another episode of Ask the Scientist. My name is Dr. Jeff Golini, and this show is about busting myths and bringing you the truth. Got a good question that came in this week. Ricky from California asked, what do you recommend for a natural athlete to stay full but dry out for a physique show? How do I cut water? Great question, Ricky. As a matter of fact, I think it was last week or the week before, I did an interview on Superhuman Radio about this very subject. So if you want to hear a more detailed explanation on what to do, go to www.superhumanradio.com and pull up that interview. Pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, it's kind of a long process, you know. It all starts about a week out, you know, which really comes when you start to deplete your carbohydrates. So part of being full is you've got to deplete before you can fill up. So I always recommend, Monday through Wednesday night, you're depleting your carbohydrates. You start to carbohydrate load Wednesday night. Very slowly put those back in, things like baked potatoes and yams. Every 3 hours you're having a small carbohydrate meal. Then you got to be careful. This is now where you are watching your sodium. So I always recommend while you're carb depleting, you add sodium. Don't deprive your body of sodium at this time. You want to keep that normal process going. You aren't going to cut your sodium until Thursday morning. Cut out anything that has salt in it. What will happen now is your body will start to push out this excess sodium. You want to keep the water in the muscle, but you want to get rid of the water between the skin and the muscle, that subcutaneous water. Now there's some other tricks that I'm not going to mention right now because you can hear about it on the Superhuman Radio show. But anyhow, then during that last couple days is where you start to deplete some of your water. And again, there's some tricks to doing that I'll explain a little bit later in more detail. Saturday morning, assuming if your contest is Saturday, you now have depleted your water, your sodium, you are putting back in those carbohydrates, and what you should notice is you start to fill up. Now Saturday, again, continue with your protein and your baked potato yam. Now you start to introduce some of your simple carbohydrates. I like using dried fruits. Things that don't bloat you, like prunes and raisins, but apples, pineapple, mango. Your body is just starving for those simple sugars. And then when I get to about the, pump up stage, this is where you want to introduce about 25 to 50 grams of the neutral carbolin. You'll put it into whatever water intake you have during that pump time. And when you get on stage, you should be full, dry, and ready to perform. Anyway, thanks for the question. Send me an email if anyone wants a more detailed copy of what I talked about on Superhuman. I can send you a link to that. Take care.